No, me, you. Me. Welcome back to Stream of Consciousness, everybody. They have no idea what was going on there. It was just this weird moment where we were both about to do the introduction.
For the other listeners at home, I went to speak and then I didn't say anything, and then Joe's about to speak and didn't say anything, and we went back and forth.
I'm doing it. I'll do it?
Yep.
I'll do it. All right. This is Joel Freefall Cox, and I am Joey Sunscreen Stout.
You called yourself Joe.
I call him that? What?
You called yourself Joel.
No, did I?
Yes.
No, I said Joey.
Actually, you said Joe Cox.
You were Joel Freefall Cox, and I'm Joey.
I thought you said you were Joe. I'm like, wait.
No, did you? Oh, maybe I did. I don't remember. That's been a lot of alcohol
usually
today.
you do your name. The person announcing does their name first, and the next person.
No, I always do. But no, I go back and forth. I sometimes like to throw you in there first, because that way it feels like not one of us. It's a round table. We are the King Arthur's court, basically. Where not one of us is the head of the table. We share the responsibility mutually. So, all right, we're good. Joel, what did I say? Freefall Cox and Joey Sunscreen. I think I was Sunscreen. Sunscreen Stout.
I feel like you've done that before.
Sunscreen?
Mm-hmm.
Joey Black Tar Heroin Stout.
What? Black tar.
We've definitely not done that one before. I don't think I have. I don't know. I drank a lot in college. No, I've never done black tar heroin. If you had to do a drug, like not smoke some pot, crystal meth, really,
or ecstasy,
cocaine. Oh, ecstasy. That's a good answer, Joel. Ecstasy. I didn't think ecstasy. I was gonna say cocaine, but now I kind of feel like I want to say ecstasy, because I feel like that would make you like, you'd be like, yeah, you just feel good. Like everything would feel sexual and good and like soft and wonderful. But I was gonna say cocaine because then I get more stuff done throughout the day. I've never done cocaine. I just want to throw that out there. I've never done any of the drugs. No of the drugs. I've drank a lot, and hypothetically, if someone were to have smoked pot, maybe less than 5 times in their life. Just saying, hypothetically, there's probably people out there that are like that. What are we talking about today, Joel? What have we got on the to-do list?
I went to talk about RC cars for a little bit.
RC cars. Okay.
So when I was a kid, I loved RC cars. I thought they were like the coolest toy ever. The problem was, they ran for like 15 minutes, a half hour, and then they were dead as a doornail. You get the AA batteries, and those are expensive.
Yeah.
So my parents would give me rechargeable batteries. But it took like 3 or 4 hours for the batteries to charge. So you get yourself 2 or 3 sets of batteries. You can play for like an hour and a half. But then you gotta charge the batteries, and then wait for those to charge.
It's a lot of prep for very little payoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So fast.
It's like a Rube Goldberg machine. Like you spend a lot of time preparing, and then nothing. Just do the little. Ooh. It's like when you wait in line for the Wild Mouse at Disney World. What's it called? Not Wild Mouse. The something. Whatever. You wait in line for anything at Disney World, and then you get on the ride, and you're like, "Wow, I've been in line for an hour and a half." And then I just spent 30 seconds on a roller coaster.
Well, if you get the Fast Pass, it doesn't happen as much.
I don't know what that even kind of means.
Fast Pass allows you to come back at a later time and go through the line where you just roll through. Fast Pass people get on the lines before regular people do, so their lines always moves faster.
Is this like whenever you call fives on a seat? Like whenever you get up and get...
You're basically calling fives. That fives can actually be anywhere from an hour, 2 to 3 or 4 hours. So if you say you roll to Disney World and say, I want to ride the Soarin', which is a flight simulator kind of thing. You run in, you go to the Fast Pass, yo, I want Soarin'. The next available slot, they say it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Next slot's like 9 o'clock. Like, cool. So you go wait in line, and say it takes 10, 20 minutes to go through. You go through Soarin', it's now 8:55. You wait 5 minutes, you jump back in line. Instead of going to the line where you have to wait, they've got a line where the Fast Pass people come on first. I think there's a ratio of Fast Pass to regular people. So their line's always moving. So when you get the Fast Pass line, you get on again. But then you gotta get into the Fast Pass. But as the days go on, say it's noon, you go to get a Fast Pass to Soarin', your Fast Pass might be 7 or 8 o'clock at night, depending on how popular.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the point is, you come back at a later time, and you can just walk through the line.
So you just put your name on the list.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great idea, and I think I
But here's
wish
the thing.
that...
It doesn't cost any more money.
For the Fast Pass?
Yeah. You just gotta know how to time them and figure out what ride you want.
So you were always there and available
Yeah.
for your next ride.
Now, Universal Studios, you can get a VIP. I think you can get a VIP pass where they'll let you like get in the VIP line, and then that way you can get through. But you have to pay extra money for that to get through the rides and stuff. If you try to get as much stuff in as possible, you want that pass.
Never been to Disney. Not
You're
my-
gonna love it with 4 children, especially with a daughter who's Bella's age.
Oh, I'm not going to Disney.
Oh, you're going to Disney.
No time soon am I going to Disney. I would like to go on another vacation. I'd like to do something. I want to do something just like me and Sarah. I don't want to do some big family extra. Like I do, but more importantly, I want to do something just her and I because we've never had like a real legit vacation.
Well, if somebody knew how birth control worked, maybe you would have had a couple.
I know how it works. I'm too
Didn't use it.
I'm too anxious to. Do you know how much of a buzzkill that is?
Which is funny because we just had the conversation about 2 popsicles tomorrow, 1 popsicle today.
I'm not saying I don't understand the concept of being more responsible. I do. I choose to not to.
See, I've made it my business not to have children because I'm a man-child, as my coworker told me.
It's so much better.
I don't want to tell you how
To
much
be-
money I spend on RC cars in the past month.
Oh,
It's a lot of money.
Listen, Peter Pan, I get it. You got more money because you have less kids. Like, yay for you. I made different decisions and poorly chose how to escalate my life.
You know what I did? You know what? When was it? I think it was a couple weeks ago. I woke up on a Saturday. I didn't take a shower till like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't eat till like 6 o'clock that day.
How late do you sleep on the weekends?
It depends on when I go to bed.
All right, but like on average, like
On
what-
average, 9, 10 o'clock.
Oh, you son of a bitch. No, you know what though? I will say if I have trouble sleeping in late because I get up really early in the morning. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I have a bullshit job where they're sending me an hour and 15 minutes away. I hurt my foot and now they're making me do this light duty, which I have no problem doing light duty. It's not a laziness thing. It's an issue of I have to now drive an hour and 15 minutes in my shitty car, which I'm destroying trying to get to work, to earn the same paycheck I would get if I didn't work at all. Like I'm making the same amount of money if I were just on workers' comp. But regardless of that, I got to get up extra early. So I get up at 5 in the morning to be at work by 7:30. And so on the weekends, I sleep in till like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock if I'm lucky. But I'm usually up before the kids. So at least I get a little bit of free time before they come down so I can, have breakfast and get myself prepared for all the monstrosities that are going to happen throughout the day.
Now I get ready for it in the morning?
What do you get ready for in the morning?
Nothing.
On the weekends, no. Except for when we film.
Yeah.
And even then, really, this is all set up. Like, what do you really do other than just wait for me to get here?
Well, I clean up the apartment. I clean up this room. I set all this equipment back up. Because usually I use this room for other stuff, like storage and crap. I don't usually leave the podcasting stuff up unless I know we're going to record soon.
Yeah, I get up and I try to get myself taken care of ahead of time. It's that whole...
Self-taken care of, huh?
Right, yes, I try to... I have so little time for that anymore. But no, I try to, I make sure that I get breakfast and I get my day started, do whatever. I need to make a cup of coffee and take care of me a little bit first.
This cup of coffee thing.
What's fascinating about a cup of coffee?
Because I don't drink coffee, but everybody and their brother drinks coffee.
I never drank coffee till I met Sarah, and she's a coffee drinker. And one time, and she's not like a coffee drinker. Like, here's a cup of coffee. She's more like a cappuccino or like a Starbucks coffee's not
is she
coffee.
like Bruce Willis from Hudson Hawk?
In a way, yes. Where she's kind of like she's a fancy coffee kind of gal, and
Your wife is very fancy.
who's what?
Your wife is very fancy.
She is very fancy, or at least she, presents that mentality and that look about her.
Are you telling me there's secrets?
Oh, absolutely. We have so many skeletons in the closet, Joel. If I told you, your brain would explode. But she got me started on cappuccino, and if you've ever had cappuccino,
Nope.
it's the gateway drug to coffee.
I do not drink coffee. I do not drink tea. When I drink tea in a box with a Fox, In a house with a mouse. Neither here nor there or anywhere.
You're like the Black Dr. Zeus. Black Zeus.
Supposedly he was a racist.
Dr. Zeus? Oh no, he was a livid racist. He had all kinds of stuff that there's like he used to do cartoons strips for the newspaper and some of his stuff. Now, granted, different times.
I think he had a dog with a racial slur as a name, if I remember correctly.
That I did not know. I was not aware of that. But yeah, if you look into Dr. Zeus, he's a very shady character.
It's the brim of the hat.
What?
It's the brim of the hat that keeps him so shady.
It's the from that.
He just throws
That
shit.
was even kind of funny.
Oh, that sweet spot of alcohol.
Oh, Joel. I think you're catching up to me. Oh, jeez. No, Dr. Seuss had, he did a few different cartoon strips that were in newspapers. And it's a difficult thing to tell because it was a different time and maybe he was playing to the audience or maybe those were really his opinions. And morals, there's a lot of belief that morals come from not so much our own true belief, but more so the societal norms and what we're entitled to. But yeah, he had some comic strips that were like very Cotton Field type of jokes and but like I said, at the time they were probably not considered that socially abnormal. It wasn't necessarily that he was potentially he was a livid racist. He was an absolute racist. But it's possible also that he wasn't. He was just playing up to getting like how military commanders do things wrong and then they go, I was just following orders. You don't want the truth, you can't handle the truth. That kind of thing.
I'll tell you if I handle the truth or not.
Well, I think that was more like that's kind of along the lines of what he had going on. It was like he wasn't necessarily a hateful or spiteful person. I think he just was playing to the audience and earning a paycheck. And at that time, I don't think he really ever believed that his material was ever going to be scrutinized under such of a microscope where people were going to go, you don't like people of African American community. I hate the word African American, by the way. I want to throw that out there. There's been a thing. Oh, this is a true story. There's in the census, where they send out and they kind of keep track of who makes how much money and how many people are in society and how the population will build and all that stuff. There's we're supposedly going because the next census comes out in I think 2020, but we're supposedly going to see a change in the census where it's going to offer more options other than African American. Like the black community is getting more drop-down choices. Because it used to be were you white, black, Hispanic, or other. Like that was kind of like really had a... And they've divided that down to I think there's like Asian and Middle Eastern and so on and such forth are all in there to some degree. But black is still considered African American, and there's a lot of people, and I've always said this, like this is one of those things, like I kind of first started saying as a joke, but it really is true, where a lot of people are not African American. You can be black and not be African American. You can be African from Africa. You can be African Canadian, African European. You can be... is Africa really the only place black people come from? Like, can you be some other form of... You can be Jamaican. Mm-hmm. Jamaican is not Africa. I mean, I'd have to check a globe to be certain, but I'm fairly certain Jamaica's not in Africa. So they're expanding it. They're going to create more options, so you don't have to specifically choose African American if you happen to be black of a different descent. Kind of that's a big win. Like as stupid as it sounds, that's kind of a big thing. White people are still going to be white. We still have white. We don't get to choose whether we're Irish or Italian or English or Pennsylvania Dutch or whatever other bullshit's out there. White people are still going to be white from Europe. But I think the majority of the white community is so mixed now that it's not there's no dividing. There's not very few people that are like I'm full-blooded Italian. You don't really see a whole lot of that.
A lot of people claim to be, though.
No, there's some still out there, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be. We're really and the whole census thing in general. It's only a matter of time before we just kind of go, we're all people. We're American. At what point do we stop dissecting us down into our heritage?
We'll always dissect each other. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, it is, Joe.
No, because what country
Hitler's
were you
on to
born in?
something, Joe.
Are you African or are you American? If you have to pick one. If you can't be African American, you can only be one. Are you African or are you American?
American. I don't want to go to Africa.
And so am I. I'm American, you're American, and then 90%, 90-some percent.
But you got to classify what part of America were you supposed to be from. So when they want to ship you back to where it's came from, they know.
I'm already where I came from.
I know. They're supposed to send you back to Ireland because you're Irish American.
And I always claim Irish, but really my family is Irish, Italian, English, and a little bit of English. We're like the tiniest bit English, but weirdly enough, my last name is Stout, and people are always like, Stout, that's got to be Irish because Guinness. But Stout actually comes from the English side of my family, but I'm like the slimmest little bit of English. Mostly Irish, Italian. Mostly Irish, then Italian, and then, I'm a mutt. There's a whole bunch of stuff inside here.
That's what she said.
But really, if somebody says, and I do say Irish, especially around this time of year where, St. Patrick's Day just passed, and you get a little more of that heritage pride and everything. But really what it boils down to, I'm an American. I was born in America. I was raised in America. I'm American. If somebody came over on a boat and stepped off from Ireland and said, I'm Irish, I wouldn't have the balls to look at that person and say, oh, me too. Not in a million years. They're from Ireland. They're clearly Irish. I'm like Irish in the way that green looks good on me and my beard is red. I'm not truly Irish. I'm Irish in the way that my liver hurts after the weekend. I'm not full Irish. I'm not a sheep herder Irish. I'm just I'm selectively Irish.
That's hilarious. Selectively Irish.
So, you could be selectively Irish. There are some people that are only Irish on the 17th of March. The rest of us, like myself, if you ask me in the middle of December, I will tell you I'm mostly Irish. I'm a lot Italian also. I'm Irish Italian, but I pretty much kind of favor the Irish side of my family.
You would, wouldn't you?
They're better drinkers.
What?
Food's not as good. A lot of potatoes, boiled meats and stuff. But,
boiled meat?
Yeah, the Irish are weird eaters. They eat a lot of strange foods, Joel. Not good stuff. Not
haggis?
Foods.
You guys eat haggis?
That's Scottish, actually. Yeah, we don't. The closest we get to haggis is hot dogs. Hot dogs are how cigarettes are to cigars?
Mm-hmm. Haggis
and hot dogs are kind of the similar concepts. Hot dogs are mini haggis. You don't like hot dogs?
No, mini haggis sounds disgusting.
It does. That's why they call them hot dogs. I'm sure that somebody was sitting around going, hey, we're going to make mini haggis. And somebody else said, I don't think we can promote it that way. We're not going to sell a whole lot of those like that. Come on, Bob, let's brainstorm this. And they came up with hot dogs, which who the hell knows where that came from. What else you got for me, Joel?
I'm finding out where hot dogs came from.
You really do not want to Google that.
No, the origin, not what they're made of.
Nothing good could come out of this. You might learn something you don't want to know. This is like whenever I found out how chicken nuggets were made at McDonald's. It's
magic.
Pink bleached
Nah.
Joel, it's made out of chicken beaks and assholes. You don't want to know this. It's made out of they're made out of pig farts. You know how steak is there's different cuts of steak. You can have and even pork and stuff. There's the part they make the bacon into. There's the parts that are the ham hock. There's the bone. There's all the different. I can't name any parts of a pig for some reason. All the parts that you can name, what's left over goes into a grinder and becomes hot dog. I'm not even certain there's any true meat in a hot dog. Chicken beaks and assholes, buddy. Telling you. What are you reading where hot dogs come from?
I'm skimming because I don't read the whole thing. It's a lot of stuff here.
Wow, Wikipedia has a monster page on hot dogs.
This doesn't happen again.
What are you doing?
Turn off these speakers.
Alright, give me something else to talk about here, Joel.
Oh, hamburgers. Hamburgers are less disgusting than hot dogs.
Yeah, well, hamburgers are truly made out of beef. Like, they are made out of the meat part of the animal. Because at some point in time, I think here's what happened, was the Europeans came over from Europe, settled this country, and said, hey, you know what, these Indians use all parts of the animal. We should do that too. I got an idea. Let's make hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Oh, hot dogs.
Now, are you a hot dog guy or a hamburger guy?
I'm a hamburger guy.
I'm definitely a hamburger guy.
I'm very picky about what hot dogs I eat. I will never eat another red hot dog ever again.
You never eat a what?
Red hot dog.
A red hot dog?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's a red hot dog?
They're hot dogs that are actually red in color, and they are disgusting.
You know, weirdly enough, I like the cheap hot dogs. Like the chicken pork ones.
You're just saying that because you can't afford the good stuff.
No. Like, we've bought the good stuff before, and I don't like them. Like, we get the, what's the Jewish ones? The
Nathan, Hebrew National.
Hebrew Nationals. We get the Hebrew... I do not like the Hebrew National hot dogs.
No, that crunch is stupid. Hot dogs should not crunch, I'm sorry.
I don't like beef hot dogs. I've had them. I don't like them. I don't like beef hot dogs.
Do you rather have assholes and elbows?
Yes! For some strange reason. No, I like the chicken pork ones. I like the ones... When you go into the grocery store and, like, one pack is $1.29, the other pack is $2.75, I like the dollar something odd change one. I like the cheapest ones. I love them. They're my favorite kind of hot dogs. The other kind of hot dogs, I know they're better hot dogs. They're probably better quality. There's probably less sodium and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't like them. I just don't enjoy them.
Like I said, it's got to be all beef.
No. The beef is fine as far as, like, other things. I like beef. I just don't like beef hot dogs. I'm more of a, obviously when you have a burger, and I've had other burgers. Actually, you know what's weird? And I'm almost ashamed to admit this, is Sarah used to make these vegetarian hamburgers. Because for a while I was like on this certain like health kick where I was like doing like these spinach patty burgers. What? Yeah, no, listen, I knew they weren't burgers. They weren't bad. I tried them and they were pretty good. So then I was like,
you don't piss on the Mona Lisa. You don't call it spinach burger a burger.
Well, it was a spinach patty. Call it a spinach, whatever. I ate it on a bun with cheese and ketchup.
How are your poops?
Quite well, thank you. Thanks for asking.
Did they flow like the mighty Amazon River of the Nile? Was it a fertile? No, what was it? Was it crap? What's it called?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you trying to quote a movie?
No. Fertile beds or something or other.
Amber waves of grain? No, they were I don't recall my poops.
So do you
they're
look at your
snow
poops just to make sure they're okay?
Yeah, I'd perfectly fine poops. But I've had turkey burgers. I've had a lot. But Sarah used to make these. She like actually made them herself in like the food processor in patty form and everything. She made these vegan burgers. They were vegan burgers. Vegetarian burgers at the least. Where they had like black beans and all kinds of corn and all kinds of other crazy stuff in them. Yeah, no, really. And she used to make these things, and like the first time she made it, I was like, I'm not eating that. I'm gonna eat a real burger, thanks, but no thanks. But I tried it.
Is she vegetarian?
Joel, I'm telling you, I loved these. They were so good. They were amazing.
She offered you sex for a vegan burger, didn't she?
I'm not sure if she did or didn't. That doesn't sound like her. Sex doesn't sound like one of those things she does. I don't recall that.
If you eat this burger, you can have sex.
No, I don't think she wants me to eat a burger that bad. She's not willing to commit to that level. No, but it was one of those. I probably tried because it was probably like she made them, and I was like, I'm not eating that crap, and everybody went to bed, and I was like, fine, I'll try it.
Nope, not me.
I tried it, and I'll tell you what, I love them. Like, now I'll tell you this, they did not taste truly like a burger, but they were good. They were so good.
I don't believe you.
They were really good. But here, it's like turkey bacon. It's actually really good. You just have to accept the fact that it is absolutely under no circumstances bacon.
Turkey bacon is not good.
If,
Turkey bacon is a bacon substitute, which is for a substitute okay.
if they had called it anything other than turkey bacon, if they were like fried turkey strips or something like that, you'd go, wow, this is actually pretty good. I like this. But they don't. They call it turkey bacon, and that makes you go, this is not bacon, it's disgusting. I like turkey bacon. I like veggie burgers.
I like turkey bacon, but it's not bacon.
It is absolutely far from bacon. It is so not bacon.
Like, I feel like they make faux marks in it to make it look like it cooked well.
Oh, they do. They mock it up. They try to decorate it like it's bacon. It's not bacon.
Because it all tastes the same. You're basically painting my food.
Yeah.
Don't paint my food.
No, I don't like that. But I do like turkey bacon, and I like these veggie burgers that she makes, and I've had some other really good veggie burgers too. Because I've had some really good veggie burgers.
You can't use really good veggie burgers in the same sentence.
You got to think of them as, you got to change the word burger to patty. Call them veggie patties, and you go, oh, it's not going to be. You've never had a vegetable.
I have too.
That's when you were like 6.
No, I had them last month.
Last month? That's the last time you ate a vegetable?
Well, that I remember consciously. There might have been stuff in my food. Let's see. What have I had lately? I don't know. I went to, you know what? I actually had some this month because we went to Ichiban for a birthday or two. And I had fried rice, and that has vegetables in it.
That's your vegetable for the month.
I had it twice.
Oh, please tell me you're at least taking vitamins. You need to take care of yourself better, Joel. Oh.
Hey, I walked...
Are you taking vitamins? Are you taking a one a day?
No. I walked 6 miles last Sunday.
Flintstones chewable? Something. Please.
I take B12 occasionally whenever I'm feeling a little spacey. But
you walked 6 miles?
Yeah.
When?
Last Sunday.
You walked 6 miles?
Yes.
How long did it take you?
About an hour and a half.
No. 6 miles in an hour and a half?
Yeah.
That's like a power walk. That's great.
Went to the Home and Garden show and walked every fucking aisle. And they said that was 6 miles of aisles at the Home and Garden show.
I'll tell you, it takes me to run, to like legitimately run 6 miles, takes me almost an hour. For me to walk, I walk slow, but I run slow pretty much too. But like when I walk, it takes me about half an hour per mile.
It should only take you 15 minutes a mile.
I'm telling you, it takes me between 20...
Well, you walking or running?
Walking.
Yeah, I used to do 15-minute miles for...
I run about a mile every 9 minutes. I can run faster miles. I choose not to, because then I can get more distance.
Mm-hmm. I don't run more than 100 yards.
Do you even run 100 yards?
I can run 100 yards. There's no need to run anything more than 100 yards.
And actually, my foot being messed up now, and it's the bone is broken, but I've also sprained the ankle, and the sprain is still what's bothering me. The bone, I'm pretty sure, is either healed or just about healed. But I love going for runs. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I'm not a fast runner, and I'm not, I run like distance of, not necessarily a marathon. I run like half marathons, but I don't do them in that setting where you get like a t-shirt or a medal at the end or even a sticker to put on your bumper of your car. Like I do it more like on the trail. I have apps on my phone, and I do like the GPS thing, and where I find how far I run, and I run that. But I try to keep myself somewhere between 9 and 11 minutes. I try to hit right about that 10-minute mark, because if I'm going any faster, I feel like I'm not going to get as much distance. But if I'm going any slower, I feel like I'm just really cheating myself. But when I walk super slow, which is the weird thing.
See, I walk fairly fast.
Yeah, I'm not a power walker. I try power walking sometimes, but then I always end up kind of more in like a mosey. But so I can see you did 6 miles in an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds reasonable. That's a pretty fast walk. That's good.
I can walk like forever.
I can. Not right now. I can't because my foot's killing me. But most of the time, I can walk. I like walking. I like being out in the sun. I like enjoying. And we're having some really nice weather right now. This is beautiful outside. Even as chilly as it is, it actually feels better than it is.
So last week after the Home and Garden show, I gave my RC car to my buddy Rob because he's actually making me a roll cage for it so that it's a little bit more indestructible.
Give it a little more durability.
Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to play this for a week or so. So I took it out to the field to play with it, and I was out in the weather. It's kind of funny. Like I kept breaking stuff every 10, 15 minutes. Kept to run home, put it back together, go back out and drive. Because my goal is I have 2 batteries. I want to run the batteries out until they were good, save storage voltage. But every time I tried to drive for more than 5 minutes, something would break. But yeah, now that the weather's getting better, I can start flying my drones again.
Did you not fly your drones over the wintertime?
Not really.
Not as much.
Well, whenever the weather is kind of cold and crappy and wet, it's kind of hard to fly and not crash. I have a couple indoor drones. I flew those a little bit, but it's not the same.
I never really got it. And like we've had this discussion before, and I really want to build like a life-size drone, like a superhero is basically what I'm working towards. I think that it's a possibility that we could and should. I mean, obviously, once we build it, one of us we'd be forced to create a crime-fighting duo, where you would sit at home behind a computer and like feed me information, sort of like Wade from Kim Possible. You would be my Wade from Kim Possible, and I would be Kim Possible, where I go out and fight the actual crime. Except for I'm not really as athletic, so basically I would just like yell at people and tell them to stop doing things as I fly over top of them.
I can picture this right now. It's awesome.
This feels like it's more like a neighborhood watch than anything. The more I workshop it, the less impressive it sounds.
And with that, folks, call this episode a day.
Is it that time again already?
Yes, it is.
Oh, but we had so much fun getting here.
Yes, we did.
Well, thanks for joining us, and tune in next week here at streamofconsciousness.podcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Tinder and Twiddlepop and Flubblebubble, and also on your podcast fumble thing app, Mohickeys. All right? Bye, everybody. Love you.
Later.
And disco.